What's up guys? Before we start this video, I am so pumped to be able to bring you this. This came out so good. The designer absolutely knocked it out of the park. This is awesome. So our smart car t-shirt is available for pre-order on the website. Check out Fasterproms store. There's also a link in the description below. So guys, we would not be able to do these type of projects without your support. So thank you so very much. And as always, if and when you order a t-shirt, dog hair is free. Hope you guys enjoy the video.
Barely pulled the tires right there.
You know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Cardboard,
Genius.
ducted, painter's tape.
All right, so I wanted to give you guys a quick little recap of some stuff that we changed today, and it has made a world of difference. As you guys already saw, Ben had welded in the new gate. That new gate does seem to be working well, as evidence of the ride that I gave Kyle. So it definitely seems like it's making a whole bunch more bottom end torque. It's rolling into boost really, really nice. It's just, wow. I mean, if we had a 3-pound spring in it, we're probably making at least, I'm gonna guess 4 pounds more earlier. And we don't have the top end of what we had, but loads more torque. Now, Ben, you had very cleverly set up, which somebody just tripped over, I guess.
Yeah, got him.
So you set some wire in between, you know, the jack and
right. So basically, to make up for it's like an 11-inch difference in wheelbase from front to rear, or wheelbase width. So just took some jacks and a couple of methanol cans and made a perfect square around the car, making up for the 11 inches in the front. And then made it square front to the rear of the wheels, and then just gave it, I think I gave the rears like a 1/16 of an inch of toe in.
But what did you find? Because when I was explaining earlier, it was like on power, it wanted to go hard to the right, off power, it wanted to go hard to the left.
So the front and rear axles individually were pretty close for toe, and then, but when you put a square around the car, it was like the left rear and the right front were totally toe out from each other. So
yeah, which would explain on power when we're hitting hard on that tire, it's going this way. When we're decelerating and going the other way, it's going the other way. So, well, at least there's a rhyme and a reason for it, because it would have sucked if we were still looking for it. But yeah, what a difference there. And one other thing that we just got, which I definitely needed, is a shift light. So using this ECM right here, what we have done is we've taken what is the check engine light output, which I thought was really clever how Brent can work that through that Honda processor, and we got our light up there. I'd like to be able to have a little bit more RPM, but the bottom end mid-range torque has definitely come up. All right, so right now we are just on spring, as we had talked about earlier. We've just got our reference going to the bottom of the gate, and then we'll hook our MAC valve and be able to do our low boost and high boost, and I cannot wait to see what it's like to drive it with a rolling anti-lag.
Oh yeah, you didn't even
it's better.
feel it.
Yeah, it's better.
Well, I was touching the pipe and I was like, man, this pipe's still like warm to the touch.
Yeah. I'm so glad we got that thing welded in. It looks like, you know, no surgery was done whatsoever.
Yeah, we got lucky.
Dude, what a difference already. I can't wait to see what the bottom end mid-range torque is, though.
I was nervous that gate was going to be a lot higher or shorter. We're going to have to like reinvent the wheel with that jump tube, but...
Well, dude, that's some major steps in a short amount of time. Brother, you ready to make some power?
Brother,
you were born.
Yeah, we were born for this.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
Dude,
we got nothing better to do. Make some jam.
All right, so let's look at our old graph here, and because we had such a small spring on it, we should be making a significant amount more power down through the bottom end mid-range. Now up top, no, not the case. But earlier on here, I'm willing to bet this thing is probably up. I'm gonna put a number on it, okay? I'm saying 40 pound-feet of torque. That's 40? At 5,000, I'm guessing.
All right.
That's my guess.
I'm down with that. Down with the sickness.
Creep up on it?
Yep.
All right, and then we'll have to just reroute it.
Got your Coke?
Got my Coke.
You ready to rock, bro?
got
Here
this.
we go again.
My butt dyno is a little off because it's a little lighter than normal.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Oh, we need fireballs too. We gotta have some sort of fireball something. .307.
430 and 307. See what we did.
So that's on 7 pounds.
Okay. We made 12 pounds of boost now.
12 pounds.
We're getting top of it.
Okay, so it's flatter though, right? We're not
Yep,
having.
and 10 at the very top.
So it trailed down.
Yep. What spring do we got in this game?
Supposed to be 7.
7. So it's still creeping some, but it's better than it was.
All right. All right. Oh, I like the way it feels.
I mean, it feels good right there.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know why you want less.
No, I don't want any less. I mean,
It's fun like that.
yeah.
That's like perfect, I feel.
No, it really is. It looked like it hit hard. Like it.
It felt good. I mean, I just felt like I ripped through that gear like
Yeah,
no time.
I feel like you should be on the next gear, honestly. Was that 3rd or 4th?
That was 4.
Dang.
Let's go over what happened here. So we changed the cam angle a whole bunch down low. We picked up a boatload of bottom end torque right there. Now up top, we had lost a whole bunch of power. It only made 310. Well, leave it to a pro to figure it out. Now, we don't exactly know why it happened, but we did not have VTEC for some reason. We have our low side cam, and then it flips to the high side cam, which is basically a much larger duration camshaft. So if you guys are used to looking at camshaft duration in 50,000ths, that would be somewhere on the low side, maybe 190 to 210 or something like that in the area of the bottom side. Now the VTEC cam is probably somewhere in the neighborhood of a 270 to 280 degrees duration at 50,000. So that's what helps make the top end. Well, it did not turn on there, so that's why we don't have that top end figure right there. The bottom end gain is awesome. If we have that plus a little bit of gain on the top, that's a win. And we're gonna keep on trucking here because we've got a lot of stuff to figure out still. Whoa!
344.
Woo! Dude!
What do we see, dog?
Ask for torque and you shall deliver. 344 pound-feet of torque, 447.
Nice.
Beastly, dude.
Okay. Just mess with the cam angle and
That's just
get
low
it all straight.
Bro, from the way that it drove just a second ago, that would probably pull the wheels right there. That was like another 40.
That was 11 pounds.
Woo! That's 60 pound-feet of torque that you just picked up in the middle.
So that's the cam. I mean, that's us just manipulating the cam.
Dude.
We could try a little more angle, pick it up some more.
Oh, God. Let's sprinkle it all on there.
The other way we do this, so we get this all rocking, right?
Yeah.
We get this all
Totally
madness done. And then you put the boost solenoid on, and then we ramp that in, and we pick it up even more.
Now we're talking, brother. That's what I want to hear. Dude, that is a monster gain right there.
That's pretty good in the middle.
Pretty good
This
is a
thing
vast
needed more.
understatement. Brent just told me something that I think you guys should know, because this is a different animal than what I would normally have to deal with. Like, I do some cam timing stuff, but this is vastly different.
Okay, so we have a below VTEC, which is the 1. You can see all these 1, 2s, 1, 2s, 1, 2s. This is spark, fuel, and cam. So this table here basically says what our cam angles are and then what maps we need to tune. You can see I've got the 30s in here. That means I'm using this 30-degree map. A lot of guys, when you tune this, you would start this whole thing and you put 0 in this whole thing. You'd put 0 in this whole table. And then you'd come here.
So 0 cam, advance, or retard.
Advance, and then you would tune this whole map. And then you do that all 5 times. Basically tune the car completely.
5 times over.
5 times over.
That is nuts.
Yeah.
That's just...
And then you'd come into this table, 1 and 2, and you'd start to blend. And you can see how I'm blending. So I got 38 degrees here, 30, 29, 28, 27, and I phase it out as we go. And that's how we get that low end grunt, because we change how the air is going to come into the engine.
So the main change on what he had last done, where we just picked up 60 pound-feet of torque at about 4,500 to almost 5,800, is just cam timing.
Yeah, I took it from 32 to 35, and
Wow.
now I just took it to 38 and see if we can pick up a little more. And you're just kind of playing with it and finding the happy spot, you know?
I mean, I was just saying, like, it felt like it was 40 pound-feet of torque before. Wow, this thing's gonna be a beast. Like,
Yeah.
it already was a beast. That last little pass was just so right on.
Well, there were people that thought it was kind of linear-ish, and at first we were tuning it to be more linear-ish because we were worried, you know, it'd flip over backwards, and we had no idea. So we were taking a lot of power out of it, torque out of it, and having a bunch of horsepower. Now we're putting some torque in it and building another style curve. So,
And we can take what we have here and we can take away cam angle. We can even do cam angle by gear if we want to, which is just
we can
whole outside of the box.
anything we want. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
We might find out first and second gear is completely useless now, and we, you know, if we want to use it, we can go to a different tire. There's so many. This is so much more configurable than what I'm used to. Yep. So gear compensation and.
Yep. So if first gear was too rowdy, you could pull, say, you know, -10. So -10 would pull 10 degrees from the global map and make the cars that much more controllable. Because that's all it is. You know, we can make a whole bunch of this, but if we can't get it to move, then you kind of shot yourself in the foot.
Yeah.
So it just gives us more control, and that's all we're after, is having all the power we can and being able to use all the power we can. So we'll tune it for big power and have fun with it and everything here on the dyno, and then as we start to drive it more, we'll get a handle on controlling it all, making it work for what we're trying to do.
Now that sounds like a good plan for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's exactly the way that it should be. I mean, a man after my own heart here. We get everything completely optimized, and what you can't use, you'll figure out a way to use it later on.
Yeah.
And you know, you're picking and choosing. I mean, it's like a salad bar.
That's the thing, we have data for it all now. You know, we have information. This is giving us information, so we can say, go back to that, try that, and that'll control that. Say, I want 495 horsepower, you know, in that gear. Well, we've already done that, so we know how to get that back. Even with this new wastegate, all we would do is put our boost duty where we know we'll make, you know, that 20 pounds of boost, and we'll have that 500 horsepower.
And I need to reiterate, we are now just on gate. We're making
on 11 pounds.
11 pounds solidly.
Yep.
I mean, it's doing so
we're
good.
Almost 450 horsepower at 11 pounds.
Dude.
And we still have like the ignition timing pretty knocked out of it.
Wow.
Because, you know, again, we're on a stock engine with stock head studs, stock pistons, stock rods, and we want it to live for a while and have some fun.
Yeah.
So that stuff's not on kill, but once you put it, you know, you build it, that can take a little punishment, then things really start to get wild.
This is so coming together. So much better than what we had. So Brent's trying a little bit more cam angles from what we had just a little while ago. As you guys had saw, that picked up a whole bunch of power down through the bottom end of mid-range. A little bit more spark advance, I believe, and we still had a little rich on the top end. So we got multiple different things that we can clean up here. We're just trying to get all that low-hanging fruit and get it totally optimized before we go up on boost. Dude, 463.48. Nice, dude. Hey, that's definitely the cleanest, smoothest pull yet, for sure. It just like, you just subconsciously know it. It's like, it's just
Going, man.
yeah, it's killing it. So nice. So I think you moved up VTEC like 200 RPM?
What's that?
You moved up VTEC?
Yep.
Yeah, dude, that's so beastly, man. So we're a little lean right here, but moving up that VTEC has made a bunch more torque earlier. We're still making better and better power upstairs. So 16 horsepower peak right there at that area, and quite a bit more right there, probably closer to 30 where it was rich before. Hey, so clean.
Pretty interesting though how even just bringing VTEC back a little bit picks up so much in the middle. That was just, yeah, a couple hundred RPM more on the VTEC and stood right up and gave you a little bit more.
We're a little lean earlier on, but where you leaned it out on the top end where it was rich, I mean, there's some areas there it picked up like 30.
When we were out on the street, you and I saw it so rich that I've been trying to just make it to where it's gonna be nice.
That's like, even though there's some areas that are like 4 or 5 horsepower, the average gains all the way through that are just, it's definitely gonna be significantly quicker, even with just that small little itty bitty area right there. So if you take up all the gains, I mean, that's very substantial in the torque right there. And then it's kind of teeny tiny, and then pretty darn healthy gains again right here. 8,000 RPM, we should have, that's probably about 425, and that's about 450. Well done, sir.
We're having fun.
Yeah, man. So that was some more.
71, huh?
Yeah.
Not bad.
Is that the most it's made, or did it make more than that before?
It did. It did, but I mean, not
But this is only
level.
11 pounds.
Oh, I'm just
So that,
gauge.
the other day was on 20.
Yeah. That's why I'm like, let's stay here and let's get this optimized. It's doing so good like that.
Yeah,
like,
we're just optimizing.
Yeah. So that's just what'd you do? A couple of degrees spark advance?
Yep.
And I mean, it didn't seem like it picked up anywhere except mainly up top.
Mainly up top.
Yep, mainly up top. But,
Well, that's where. Okay, so that's where I put the advance.
oh well, hey, well done. Well done.
I just built a little ramp of timing and let her rock out.
Dude, the fuel map looks really, really good. Was there something that like stumbled early on?
Yeah, so when I turned VTEC on earlier, that means I'm gonna have to tune some of the light load in VTEC now.
Okay.
Because you're gonna be cruising now in VTEC.
What?
Yeah. It's just what it's asking for, so they're just giving her what she wants.
But it looks like it's making boatloads of torque more.
Yeah.
Like it's just clean.
Just rock.
So you added advance like after 7,500 or something like that?
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah.
So what are we up to now?
20 degrees. 20 degrees of timing right in there, 11 pounds of boost.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's a good number.
Considering, you know, it was 20 pounds the other day to get 495.
Yeah. Yeah, we're just optimizing.
But we were racing through it, you know. We had a live going. Kind of stepped back and we've had a chiller night.
Oh, dude, it's, yeah.
Kind of playing.
Very well refined right now. Very well.
But that's what you spent the money for that VTC gear for, so we could do this, because the stock one only goes 25 degrees, so we would, you know, we wouldn't get all that power in the middle.
What if we went up like 1 degree in spark across the board?
Yeah, let's do it. 1 degree across the whole thing, and we'll see what that does.
I like making some of the calls here. This is pretty fun.
Yeah,
Without the headache, you know. This is like a dream job. I'm like, this is like tuning through a video game.
As you see in my videos, I always like to lay over the video game.
Yeah, I love that, dude. I love it.
I just like to have 1 degree in the whole thing.
I'm calling the shots on this one.
We called the shots, so
if it blows up, it's on me.
Fuel in the lean area, and we put 1 degree in every map.
Sprinkle it.
What do we see?
466, 342. Just a
more torque.
Now, you know what though? It's a little bit richer on the bottom still, and that's fine. That's great. It's really, really nice.
It looked way cleaner in here too.
Yeah, and so the extra degree of timing. Well, actually, was that running?
No.
Oh, oh, that's hot.
Yeah, it's popped off on this side. Can you set up?
I think I got hit in the head by something.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you earlier when I touched the pipe. I was like, holy crap.
Dan, feel that, dude. That's hot.
Oh yeah, it's plenty hot, dude.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Okay, okay.
There's a need for coolant there.
I would definitely consider that probably would gain with air. Like, that's very hot.
So up top now, it made 12.3 pounds boost, which I have not seen yet. So
definitely potentially heat related.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, because we didn't have this guy rolling, it's definitely very hot to the touch. Like, you can't keep that hand on there very long. So
we're getting there, dog.
All right.
This stuff's rocking.
All right, so we're gonna call it a night right now.
And we're gonna reconvene.
We will come back in the morning, and hell, we're gonna make some more power tomorrow.
Yeah, we're gonna make this tune-up so sweet.
All right, brother. Hey, great success. Good job. Beautiful curve.
Where's the 471 and the 60? Where did it peak at? 471. Is that just the?
It's like right about 7,600 or so, but it's really, really close to holding
Okay, so
out.
they're kind of in the same ballpark.
It's so much more robust. Is probably a good adjective.
You want to lay over like one of them against the 495 real quick?
Absolutely. For a lot of people that are new to tuning, and they're gonna hear, "Hey, I got a tune made 495."
Yeah.
But it made 328 pound-feet of torque, okay? And then the devil is in the detail. If you were to say, hey, look, I got a tune that makes 495 horse and 328 torque. And then you say, hey, I got a tune that makes 466 torque and 342.
66 horsepower.
Yeah.
And 342 torque.
You know, most of us would gravitate, hey, I want the higher number and all that. I'll take the higher number. However, as a tuner,
which car's faster?
Which one?
Yeah.
So as we can see here, I would all day long, and I would be very willing to bet that you would as well.
Absolutely.
Because the way that this thing stands up on the dyno, and from what I experienced even before we got here, night and day difference. And I mean, we've picked up so much more on the bottom, and the only place that we are making more is right here. And before we're at 19 pounds, dude, we're at 11 or 12 pounds.
So what we were fighting before was the wastegate and boost creep. So boost was coming up super gradual the entire time. So you're seeing just a small little bit of boost and the 20 pounds up here. Now we've got a pretty consistent 11 pounds, and we've actually built up a curve using our cam angles and to take advantage and build the 11 pounds the entire time. So
it's just a far, like, everything about it is superior.
It'll make the car way faster. Even though this one made 20 pounds, this one's at 11. This tune-up would be faster on driving it around. Way more usable power.
You know, you've got torque versus weight over time. And really that's kind of what you can really boil things down to. And this is averaging so much more torque all the way through. until 7,600 RPM. It's such a far superior setup. I mean, it's going to be monstrous.
Yeah, once we start adding the boost control to it, we can even make this all bigger and more. Just fill it out.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got a very, very strong feeling that if we make about 380 pound-feet of torque and it sticks to the tire, this thing's going up. I
think it's going up.
It might go up now.
Yeah, Kyle rode with you earlier, and he said he had second gear, and he really felt like it.
Yeah.
It is a strange feeling when you're in the car with that wheel base.
Tomorrow's all you.
Yeah, well, I'm having a good time, so we'll just dial it in and make it all rock. And
I'm really, really enjoying this extra time because I'm learning, you know, the spark stuff. I'm seeing what the cam angle is doing firsthand, and that is just mind-blowing to a single cam, you know, non-phasing. Now, I mean, I do have cam phasing now, but it's like it's still, you know, was introduced to me in the last 6 years.
Yeah.
So this is just so wild, and the fact that we can do, you know, multiple cam profiles with the cam timing, with boost control, dude, it's wow.
We love our little air pumps, and we just try to move as much as fast as we can. The faster we can get air in, the faster we can get it out. We'll not have any dead air in the hole. We'll make power. That's it.
This gain right here is right where you stab it, and I think that is what is going to make the difference on it coming up. I mean, there's 60 pound-feet of torque at 4,800 RPM. Oh, jeez. Yeah, I got a feeling in this car. I mean, that would be like driving the CTSV and gaining 120, and that's what we did. We gained over 120 pound-feet of torque in that car, and what a difference. But I love talking nerdy to you. So it's great stuff, man.
It's awesome.
It's so cool to see this.
Bouncing it off each other, and it works out really good.
So I'm still willing to try that tomorrow. So let's try. We'll let that cool tomorrow.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we'll try that with that 1 degree of spark advance and see what it picks up, because the IET difference on that.
IETs are hot at the moment.
So Smokey Unique said a long time ago, 1 degree or for 1% power for every 10 degrees ambient. I think that holds pretty true, and it actually might even be closer to 1.1.
Yeah.
But we were definitely up. I'm going to say probably 20, even 30, maybe.
Yeah.
It's up there. Because it was hot to the touch, and before it was nice and cool. So we'll find out about that tomorrow and be like, hey, Brent, give me a song.
Oh, man.
It is kind of hard to think of a song if you just like instantly have to do it, you know?
Driving My Life Away?
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually sang that song.
It's been in my head, actually, all day.
When I was actually
Driving My Life Away? Is that what it's called, right?
A traveling tuner is like, I've said that to myself, like driving to and from all these locations. I've literally said that song.
There's a new meaning to rambling, man.
That's a good song too, man.
Yeah,
I'm an Allman Brothers
fan.
fan.
Those are all
you know?
good jams.
All right, guys, want to give you a little update on this fella. Doing pretty good, doing really good actually. Kind of exceeded some of the expectations of what we had. What we were making 680,
687 and 716 torque.
All right, and that's on pump. So we just put in 10 gallons of E85. We're at 67% alcohol. It is a little bit warm right now, but we'll see how it does. But yeah, doing this cold air and ZR1 throttle body, ported blower, all the trimmings and fixings. So let's get this thing going and see what she does. It's gonna be our first E85 pull. So I've blended the fuel mixture and so I'm using HB tuners here to tune this thing. Almost 69% right there. So let's see what we got here. Air temperature is a little high in the blower, but let's try and cool that down by throwing some through it there. So. Coming down a little bit. All right, so we dyno in 5th gear. There's an 8-speed. We got our methanol lights right there, so let's watch that go. Woo! 707. He's gonna be happy. 707, 707. So we lost a little bit of torque, but mainly because it's hot right there.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Those are some good numbers.
Yeah, and it's a lot hotter in here right now. If we let it cool a few more minutes here, we'll be able to make a bit more torque as well. So yeah, all right.
Yeah,
that's good, man. So we were thinking this thing honestly was gonna make like 670 all said and done, but we're really happy to see that it's making over 700. So this thing should rock right now.
714. Dang, man.
Pretty good. Pretty happy with that.
That's awesome.
Mid-range
Excited, pal?
gains. Look at those mid-range gains, man. That's good right there.
Beautiful.
Again, we give it a longer time to cool down, it will, but we were running it for a while trying to get it to blend the fuel mixture, but let's take a look at it. Let's clean that up real quick here.
Dude, for bolt-ons and E85, that's, can't make that.
Beautiful.
Let me try it again.
Huge
I'm gonna try
gains.
it. Huge. Oh, let's try another.
All right.
I'm happy with that. And the fact that these blowers are so well known for losing power with heat, I mean, we just did a back-to-back run and it made within 1 horsepower of itself, so same torque and everything. I'm super stoked with that.
Guys, the difference in the torque of what we made on the dyno here with Brent tuning this thing with our new wastegate was just absolutely night and day difference. It is a rocket, and this thing is really, really, really impressing me. Now, stay tuned. The next video, it gets even nastier because we're going high boost, and then pretty shortly after that, we're starting to mess around with some aerodynamics. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. God bless you. We'll see you next episode. Let's go see what the puppies are doing.